Welcome back. It's a Tuesday morning, and that means it's time for another chapter chat with Chris Warren, the director of the Dothan Houston County Library System. Thanks for joining us, Chris.
Absolutely. Good morning, Mia.
All right, tell us about the book you have brought with you today.
So it's spooky season, and so I felt like it was a good time to visit the horror genre. So our pick for this month is the 2021 novel My Heart is a Chainsaw by Stephen Graham Jones.
And why did you pick this book?
So it's just as horror goes, it's very well written. The story follows a teenage girl named Jade Daniels in the town of Proof Rock, Idaho, which is what it's just a kind of creepy town. She comes from an abusive home. She's got an alcoholic father. She's got an absentee mother, and she is obsessed with slasher films. And during the course of the novel, there's actually a series of murders that unfold in her town. And so she starts to kind of think that there's a horror movie playing out in real life. So her reality of what life is like in Proof Rock, Idaho, and then her obsession with the horror genre and slasher films kind of start to meld or start to blur a little bit as she tries to figure out exactly what's going on.
And when you were reading this book, I mean, what stood out to you that made this a good read for you?
There's a couple things that stand out. The first is I mentioned a bit ago about that molding of reality and fiction. For her, it's actually interesting how the lens of the horror movie, especially like the slasher films, so, think of like Jason or Freddy Krueger and these absolutely demonic, horrible, all-powerful almost characters in these films almost align with some of the adults in her life who have been terrifying to her. And that in and of itself, over the course, again, as she's sort of solving these murders, she's actually sort of uncovering a lot of secrets from her past that she had buried. I think the second piece, and this is sort of a meta aspect of the book, is the fact that Stephen Graham Jones actually sort of dissects the horror genre itself as you go through the novel. So he's actually picking at some of the tropes and some of the things that we typically see in horror movies, especially the concept of the final girl. So if you think of like Jamie Lee Curtis in the Halloween movies, or even Ellen Ripley in the Alien franchise, that stands out very predominantly in this book.
And tell us, if someone wants to check out this book and read it during this spooky season, how can they do that?
Sure, and I will go ahead and say this book is not for everybody. If you do not like horror movies, you are not going to like this book. But you can check out copies at any of our locations. You can download copies through Libby. All you need is a library card, and if you don't have one, you can come to any of our locations and sign up for one, as long as you live, attend school, work, or own property somewhere in Dothan or Houston County.
Okay, great. Thanks so much, Chris, for sharing this month's Chapter Chat.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mia.